So I quickly wanted to go over the correct responses for the journal article review for the first one. So to be mindful, I'm well aware that this might be the first time many of you have had to interpret and analyze a journal article. In health sciences, academic literacy is going to be a major component of your education, especially in the health science major. It is going to be important that you are able to critically read, analyze, and summarize various journal articles. And so this is going to be the introduction to that journey for you. You will be doing this throughout the health science major, if that is your chosen major. And if it's not, then more than likely you'll have to do this in a different major. So I kind of just wanted to go from the top and kind of walk our way through what would be considered correct answers for this journal article review. So first I want to start off with the citation. The citation here is going to be in APA format. So you'll hear a lot about APA format. This is the chosen format used for the health science discipline. So moving forward, you will always be using APA format, whether it's a 6th edition format or the 7th edition format for all things in your major. So when you're doing your discussion boards, writing your papers for me, you are going to want to use APA format. So here you'll see in the citation under number 1, you'll notice that the, let me annotate here, get the mouse. You'll notice here that the citation starts with the last portion of the name. So Jafari, comma, and then the author's first initial M, then a period. You'll always want to use, especially in a journal article, you're always going to want to use the year, specifically here. So it's going to be 2017, parenthesis, period. Then you'll notice that the journal article name is going to be listed next. So Life 101 enhances healthy lifestyle choices in pre-health undergraduate students. Notice that the capital letter, the first letter of the first word life is capitalized, and notice that all the remaining ones are lowercase. That's going to be true for any journal article you use in APA format. The next thing you'll notice here is going to be the actual journal title. So the actual title of the journal. You'll notice that it's italicized. You'll notice that the first letter is capitalized of each of the beginnings here. What you'll notice next is that after the journal article, there'll be a comma. This is going to be the volume 14, issue number 3, comma, and then the page numbers. So if your citation does not replicate this one exactly, there will be point deductions in the rubric associated with citation under APA format. Moving on to number 2, you're going to see the thesis statement. Now here I was looking for your words specifically. I do not necessarily want to hear the author's words. I want to hear what your interpretation of the thesis statement is. So if your thesis statement replicates something like this, pre-health undergraduates are prone to high levels of academic-related anxiety and stress, which negatively impacts their emotional and mental health. Undergraduate students must learn how to adopt healthier lifestyles to control stress, reduce burnout. So more than likely, if you were able to summarize something like that, you will have gotten most of the points for this. I was being pretty generous in this initial go at a journal article. We will have journal articles moving forward. So I will be a little harder as we move forward through the course. Now here for number 3, you could pose many questions. And so if you even selected some of the questions out of the article, I'm going to give you most of the points for this. So some here are, does the Life 101 course including instruction on emotional intelligence, financial management, nutrition? So you could come up with a variety of questions here that the article elicits from you, and I will have given you points. Really, the most important aspect of this assignment was the summary of the article. Again, this is supposed to be in your words. There should be very limited direct quotes. So I'm just going to walk through the summary of the article and kind of tell you some of the anatomy of how this was put together. In the initial portion of a summary of the article, you should basically be stating the obvious about what the article is telling us. You'll notice here that under the University of California, Irvine, and then we put parentheses, the acronyms, that is according to APA format. The other thing that you'll notice is that if you are using somebody else's words, whether it's paraphrased, slightly paraphrased, or you're borrowing from the author, you must cite it accordingly. So this right here, this Jafari 2017, is a demonstration of an in-text citation. So anytime you are borrowing words from the author themselves, you must credit the author using the in-text citation listed here. As we get further down in this summary, you'll also notice that there is a piece here that says enable them to improve their health and achieve their academic goals. That is a direct quote. Anytime you have a direct quote within the body of a summary or in your paper, you'll need to use the parentheses here, and then you also need to quote it. So you have the quotations as well, but you also have to list the page number. So anytime it's a direct quote, you must use both the author, the year, and the page number. And then you'll see as you move down in the summary, multiple times you'll see in-text citation. So if you're quoting directly some data here, you'll want to cite the source. Again, you'll notice multiple times that the author chose, that the person writing this, myself, chose to give credit to the author. So here's the discussion. This is going to be student dependent. So right now I'm being pretty flexible in your discussion. So if you were to take anything from that and summarize it, you're going to get points for that. So most of the time students will miss points when they incorrectly cited it. The thesis statement does not reflect what the actual article is about, or the summary of the article is vague, maybe a couple of sentences. So moving forward, when we say to summarize the article, you should do it in its entirety and not be vague or brief or generalize the information. So this is really what an A journal article would look like moving forward. So hopefully this video is helpful, that you can then make some modifications in your assignment and you can see maybe why points were taken off. So that will be directly reflected in your particular assignment, but I wanted to give an overview so that everybody was aware of some common mistakes that may have occurred in this particular assignment.